Welcome back, everybody. It is Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, and that means it's time for another episode of Theater Trends with Giles and Digital Don AV. That's right. We are back in the house, and we're doing it live for you every week right here, just pounding it out, bringing the good content. Don, how you doing today?
Good, brother. I'm doing just peachy, man. Cool.
Peachy Keen?
Yeah.
Peachy?
Lots of audio work behind the scenes going on, for both of us.
Man, it's been a busy 7 days, 7 days since because today was super busy too. Since the last time the show was on, lot of stuff has happened in the McCoy household here as far as hi-fi and AV goes. What about you? A good week?
Yeah, just busy. There's only a few of us that actually make a living doing this. And those of us that work very demanding full-time jobs, like you and I both do jobs, people don't understand it's a lot of extra work to do what we do, man. Review, move stuff around, tweak it, take notes, calibrate it, write reviews. So, I hate when people call us names, man. Don't call us names, man. That ain't cool.
What's up, C-Big? C-Big in the house.
Yo, C-Big, what up? What up?
Yeah. So as everybody gets in here, if you're watching, make sure that you're talking in the comments. We want to hear what's up with you as well. I think maybe we can just kick stuff off and start with because what I want to do is talk a little bit about some awesome gifts that you can give for the home theater aficionado, because it's hard, right? So you got a buddy, you want to get a present for them, and they're big in home theater. You can't go out and be like, oh, I'm going to buy you a Trinov, or So I want to talk a little bit about. Well, some people could. Yeah. This guy cannot. I will, in my heart, be giving everyone Trinov Altitude 32s, but in reality, no.
Please, Santa. Please.
Yeah, I know that there are Santas like that out there, but this is not that Santa. Okay, but
Secret Santa.
The weekly recap. So, Double A's up in the house. What's up? Did you change your name? Double A now is A2. I don't remember A2 always being there. I think A2 got added on.
Crafty play on the same thing.
Maybe he did that because he doesn't want me to call him Double A anymore. He wants me to call him A2. I think that's what it is. What's up, A2? I'm changing the way I refer to you. YouTube put that on. All right. YouTube's putting it on him. I don't know what that's weird. Okay, you're back to Double A. So welcome, Double A. And all those other people that are out there watching, you get to have a greeting if you say hi to us first, because I don't know who you are unless you say hi. But today, couple of good things in the McCoy household. So in the theater, as everybody knows, I'm working through transitioning from projection to direct view display, and the first stop on the way there was to rip out the projector and then install a television, and this is one step closer to a 24:9 LED wall, right? So that's the end state. But I'm working with TCL, Sanus, and Dream Media, and Dream Media came out, and Chase and Zach, great guys, helped me mount. Master Lessons says, don't do it.
Zach's a really good friend of mine, by the way.
Zach's a great guy. Yeah, he was here in the house.
You been to his house yet?
What's that?
You've been to his
house?
house?
No, I've seen pictures. That looks
badass. Dude. It is badass.
It looks beautiful. Yeah, it looks beautiful. And then goodbye 2024 and AT screens. That's right. That's what the VAT technology takes the place of. Virtual acoustical transparency, VAT technology. It is the way of the future. And that's using dual centers above and below, and then DSP to give you the virtual center channel. Anyway, Sanus sent over their big boy mount that can handle up to 160-inch TV, 140-inch TV, and this little 98-inch, it handled it no problem. And then the TCL QM7, and it's all mounted up on the wall today. HDMI cables, THX certified. That's right, Pixel Gen cables in the wall, power going. And man, I started listening. I can finally demo the RBH speakers the way I want to, right? Because I can get that center channel all the way back. Dude. So good day today. Really, really good day.
Yeah. You gonna set those RBHs up in your big theater?
They're already set up in the big theater.
Yeah, I heard you about your visit. Said it was
cool. Yeah, video is posted so people can go and see all the secret goings on at the headquarters there, the secret construction laboratory.
Yeah, they're like the nicest people on the planet.
They are the nicest people,
Like
all of them.
sincerely, just great people, man. I don't make it a secret. I got a really strong relationship with them. I consider much of those guys my family. They've taught me a lot. I've helped them. They've helped me, and I do love their products sincerely. I don't care friendship or not. You can call me bias or whatever. Just listen to it, dude.
Well, I can take that and give a different point of view, right? But it ends up being a similar kind of thing. They are not my best friends in the world yet. I am friends with them, right? But I don't have the long history that you do. I think they are all absolutely freaking awesome. They are all super nice, and they treated me like family when I came to visit them, and I appreciate that. And I've got a LCR in my theater right now, and it kicks ass. It's really good. It's really, really good. So I maybe, we can have an impartial point of view and opinion while still having friendship.
100%.
Absolutely. And we're 2-0 with the thumbs up right now for their gear.
Well, I mean, here's the scoop, at least in my part and how I feel. My friendship was built because I was so enamored with their speakers and how good they sound.
Yeah.
I wanted to learn more. And in the process of learning more, I developed friendships, and I've got friendships with a ton of different manufacturers and people that work for manufacturers. Wouldn't you want people reviewing your products to be able to know people where you could get products to review? And then, that you can ask questions to, hey, what about this? What about that? Why did you do this? Or even give them feedback, which, at the Audioholics level crew, especially Gene, gives tons of feedback to manufacturers. And you know what? They take it to heart and make changes on it. So if you think that's a bad thing, then I'm sorry. I mean, you can go, hang out and do your measurements and like starve to death, but give me a break.
Yeah. No, I part of all of this for me, a very strong component is, I like the gear and whatnot. But what I found that I did not come into this 5 years ago when I got started 6 years ago. I did not come into the, kind of the situation looking for was the community, right? And the friendships.
Yeah.
And it's a
100%.
great set of people. I mean, there's a few duds out there too, but for the most part, they're all really good. And then there's a handful of folks that are really awesome. Master Lesson says RBH really does listen to the people and community and adapts and makes better and better gear. Yeah.
No, they truly do. I mean, they listen to their dealers, they listen to their clients, and they've created things out of thin air based on things that I needed as an integrator, like doing giant theaters. I mean, really, I can honestly say the 21-inch sub project that was developed into what it is now started with the job I was doing with RBH, hand in hand. So yeah, I think that's cool. And they're another company. Like, they built me a 16-foot wide soundbar to go under 4K DirectView TV, $500,000 one. Who does that? That's killer.
That is killer. That's just crazy.
And it looked great. They had to ship it in 5 pieces because 16 foot's a little difficult to ship intact. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's been a really awesome week. Other things that are good. I've strengthened my relationship with Hisense. They're a company that I really like, televisions, and I'm going to cover them with a paid engagement. So I have a real contract. I'm like legit at CES. So I'll be at CES, and I'm really looking forward to that. So I'm going to have a good time hanging out with them, looking at their technology, and they're just killing it with their 110-inch TV is just crazy good. All the companies have really crazy good stuff right now. There's the big three have turned into the big five, right? So you got LG, Samsung, Sony, Hisense, and TCL now, and they're all just killing it in one way or another. Some are more value plays and some are more quality plays. But
I would really love to start off the video review portion of what I do with a Hisense TV. I think that'd be kind of cool instead of Sony or Samsung or the traditional ones or whatnot. So put me in touch with those folks. We'll talk.
Oh, absolutely, I will. And then today was, or the last couple of days was a big delivery day for new stuff to review. So I have a huge backlog, but I'm making that backlog a little bit bigger. So I got the Sony Bravia 8. So they're top of the line last cycle.
OLED.
OLED. Yep, absolutely. Now they still have the OLED from 2 years, so 23, which is their top of the line, but they didn't rename that into their new Bravia 789 line. So we'll find out what's going to happen at CES, how they're going to rename stuff. Actually, no, we won't. They don't do TVs at CES. New announcements.
Have you had any experience with the Bravia 9 yet?
Not direct experience. I've seen it, and it's
sublime.
Yeah, many.
So we did about a year ago. We did or maybe not a year ago, but maybe 7, 8 months ago, we did the introduction to that, and Sony had everything out. And what's cool about Sony is they actually bring out a flagship LG and a flagship Samsung in that same category, and just put them side by side. There's no trickery in the menus or setup, because it's a room full of AV nerds, and everybody, there's always the two dudes that want to check. And but man, dude, that 9 series, dude, I thought it was an OLED at first with the black levels. But the brightness was just stupid on it. In fact, they took the front screen off, and actually we all had to wear Sony sunglasses.
Yeah, I've been through the demo where you can see the backlight thing going.
Nuts.
Yeah. So, and then another cool one that's going to be coming is the Nakamichi Dragon.
Oh boy,
come on now. The Nakamichi Dragon soundbar, dual 12s. That thing is freaking awesome. There's a place for it.
Awesome.
It is awesome for what it does. It is pretty darn awesome.
It's not cheap.
No, it's like $5,400 or $4,800.
You getting one with the 4 subs now?
The one I have can be expanded to 4 subs. I have the soundbar, surrounds, and 2 of the big 12s. So you can add another 2 12s if you wanted to, for a total of 4.
Cool.
But,
I mean, personally, I think it's a solution looking for a problem, but good on you, brother. It's like, for that amount of money, you know what I mean? Come on.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, I think that it's for a certain client. Right. It's for a certain customer. It's for the customer that doesn't want to build a theater. They don't want an AVR. They don't want speakers, right? They want something that's better than average, that's kind of easy. There's a market for it out there, but it's not the home theater enthusiast, but it does what they're. I mean, dude, it's AMT tweeters. Dude,
you can't. I mean, I've heard it. I heard the old one. I haven't heard the new one. It's just, again, I'd get a Sonos, you know what I mean? Like at that level, you're going to get higher performance. You're going to get bigger sound and bigger bass. But for that amount of money,
it's what you want to spend it on, for sure. Yeah. I know all about Andrew Robinson and his.
I'm not talking about Andrew Robinson. Yeah. You could get like a really nice set of powered speakers and powered sub. And I mean, there's legitimate audio options that you could get into. I'm just saying that's cool though. It serves the purpose. Is the most expensive, wireless powered soundbar in the world, pretty much, right? Was it B&O more or Bang & Olufsen? Don't they make one?
No, B&O is way more expensive.
Sennheiser, okay.
Yeah, B&O's. I mean, B&O is a different class of product, right? It's
totally.
I don't even compare them. So there are soundbar producers that are different. Like if you're going to buy an RBH soundbar, if you were going to buy a Leon soundbar, it's a different kind of product, right? So those products, it's just different, right? So that there is a customer for this, and it's not the people. So I
mean, it's substantially different. One's built for integrators crafting high fidelity sound in a very discreet, you know what I mean? I mean, this is somewhat discreet, but it's still not discreet. You know what I mean? I understand, but they are two totally different categories.
It's not discreet.
I know it's not. Yeah, absolutely.
It is not, dude.
That's why I say there's other options I would choose besides this mammoth soundbar.
This thing is crazy. I mean, I love it for what it is.
It's a surround system. It's not a music system. I mean,
I mean, it's got a few warts, and I'll have it all out in the video when I do the review of it. But I do like it. However that whatever people are gonna say, I do like it, man. Anyway, so that's another one that I'll be working on. That'll be coming out for everybody to see. It's I
You
love
go,
that.
boy.
I love that kind of stuff, man. I just love it.
No, it's cool. I
Jack
mean, if
says
somebody
that,
sent me one, I'd review it. I'd hook it up.
right on, right on. Jack says the 4 sub is about $8,000. So maybe the version I have now is
That Jack dude
54.
looks familiar.
Yeah, so it's like I think the subs are like 1,200 a piece. None of the stuff is inexpensive. Mad Piranha in the house, welcome. What is up? Hi-Fi Haven says, "What's up?" If there's any Colorado folks that want to check out the Dragon, I'll get it set up down here, and we could do a Dragon night for some Coloradians, and
I'm busy that night. Sorry.
well, you know what else they get to listen to on Dragon night? They get
What?
to listen to a RBH 3-channel
Yeah, there you go.
front soundstage.
Just don't let them go in and smash that thing up afterwards.
Tuned by Trenoff, so they can see the difference, right? That'll be cool. Yeah, that's gonna be good. Tuned by Trenoff, yeah. Home Theater Denmark. Welcome from Denmark. I'm glad to have you on here.
My Norwegian Viking brother.
That's right. I know it's
he's a cool person.
Right on.
Very cool.
And Master Lesson says, "Hello, Denmark," and Alcon's audio. Hold on. Did I miss Alcon's audio? Somebody from Alcon's here? Where? I hope so. I love Alcon's audio, and I love the crew with Alcon's. Maybe I missed them.
I haven't met them yet, but they definitely make killer products.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
I know.
Those ribbons they have.
Are you talking in an audiophile, dude? And
the best in the world.
In this review I just finished writing this weekend on a certain speaker line or a couple speakers from it, I wrote like we're in a renaissance of sound. I mean, as an integrator, I've got like real discrete high fidelity options. Now, are they as good as a high-end set of towers? No, but I mean, they're pretty damn good. And you just don't see it. Like you go in a room and the only thing you see is a little bit of a grill on the bottom of the TV. It looks like it's part of the TV and everything else is hidden. And it sounds good.
Don Dunn has heard it all.
Yeah, well, not all. Not all of it. I heard a lot of it. It's what I do, man. It's my life.
Yeah, that's his business. That's
my business. That's my business. Let's get down to business.
Again, all the folks that are just joining, we'll get to the topic at hand today, which is, what kind of gift can you buy a home theater person? And I'm really interested to understand what your thoughts on this might be, knowing that, you can't drop maybe $30,000 on the new Ascendo Square 28 or whatever for, just a buddy. But there are things that can be purchased for the person who loves home theater. But we're here to answer your questions too. And we're going to talk about our stuff, and we're going to talk about media here in just a little bit. But those are, I think that's, so I got the Sony Bravia 8 TV to review. So that's in, and I've got their Bravia 9 soundbar. I know, don't shake your head. It's a good soundbar too.
I like their 4-piece system or 5 with the sub 5.
Oh yeah, I've never had that one in my house before,
dude. Now that is a really good sound and setup.
Quadraphonic.
It's really good, dude. Like I was shocked on how good it was, to be honest with you. Of course, I had a little demo on a Dragon at a company here in town that did like a little setup, and for some reason they hung TVs and stuff. They had a Dragon. So I mean, it was all right. It played loud, but the Sony thing is really decent, man. It's beyond decent.
So Sony is a great company. They make great products. I can't argue with any of their stuff. Even their lowest end stuff is awesome. Who I like to call CBB, because I can never say Shebrubrin. My bad. So it's CBB's in the house. He says, buy them still case Blu-ray Ultra HDs. Why not? I would even love to get still case 4Ks. It's awesome. I think that's a great idea. Master Lesson says, I've always bought home. Well, okay, we are now officially moving into what do you buy? The home theater aficionado or the audiophile 2-channel person for Christmas. I've always bought home theater people universal remotes, but not sure how the sofa as an Xmas. But not sure how the sofa as a Xmas, maybe sofa baton. I'm not sure. But so universal remotes. I don't know. Is there a affordable universal remote you can buy somebody that would be super cool? I don't know.
Um, I've heard nothing but bad reports back on the Sofa Baton. I haven't tried one yet. I'm trying to collect different remotes, but being an integrator, I'm all Control 4, Savant, Crestron, but I'm
Mhm.
trying to find products to fill that. What would actually fill that gap that Harmony left behind, and also what are forward-thinking products that are going to be like compatible with Thread or Matter products coming down, and something that's easy to program now that most everything has IP drivers. That's exponentially made setting stuff up. You don't have to put IR flashers on and learn codes and all that. But
Yep.
once I get a few together, I'm going to do a pretty comprehensive review. I'm going to have some of my techs that I work with who do high-end automation systems every day play with it and play with a couple different kinds of networks. I got a pretty quasi enterprise grade network in my house, but somebody maybe just has an ISP router or something, and report back on it, do some videos on it, maybe write some stuff on it.
Yeah, that's cool. The I just did my video number 1 on the Ava home theater remote, and it's cool. And then I'm gonna do another one with the Ava remote and the brain, which is the little puck that you put in your AV cabinet. And that I'm excited for that one because for me, when I moved to the brain, so the remote with the brain and the cabinet, that really made things a lot better. Because you for me, I need the IR over there, and I can't really point the remote, and so it made a big difference. So I'm going to do video number 2 talking about that, and I use it all the time now. It's great.
IR is dead. I mean, you have to in some things.
Yeah. Some
For the
things you
most
got,
part, it's
but yeah, but
dinosaur.
IR is not the. Yeah, that's old school.
Oh, dude, it gets way older than that.
That's true.
RS-232, which is still a great connection, by the way, if you just want bulletproof reliability. Not
Well,
no.
for me, it goes all the way back to, boy, get up there and turn it to channel 32. Click, 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 click. Okay, daddy.
I remember.
Remember those
I even
days?
had the little. You stuck a piece of paper in it. You could like fidget it and like get the channels that were fuzzy. Just saying.
Oh, can you remember the rabbit ears? And you put some tinfoil and then
Dude,
they
I'm
make you go
old
hold one.
repaired, bro. I do remember a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, I think probably like the lowest common denominator gift or somebody's in the home theater is probably going to be some type of content, right? Like a 4K disc or
Sure.
something like that. Yeah, I think
Entry-level.
anybody would, like buy your favorite for them so they can watch it, something like that. I think that's pretty straightforward. Gear gets a little bit harder though. It's just
I mean, or you could do like with these new inexpensive streamers.
That's true. That's
like a
true.
whim or in that genre for somebody who maybe wants something a little better than their AV receiver has built in. If they listen to music, they stream it.
Yeah, like that I think that's a very good point. Like the Ultra is only like $180 or
Yeah,
something.
cheap. Yeah.
Amazingly
Aren't you
inexpensive.
sending me one?
Uh,
Something like that?
I have it. It's boxed up. It's over here. I promise.
Oh, okay.
Did you get the Christmas card?
Yes, I did get the Christmas card. It was
Okay, all right. So
it was great.
the Weem is following.
Yeah.
So okay,
Your wife is definitely very charitable.
She's a good one. She's a keeper for sure.
Heck yeah.
Big scramblers. I guess that was the paper.
Another gift that you could give is like a gift of a free year subscription to Tidal or Cobuzz or something like that.
Oh my God, you're right. Like a I bet they have gift cards out for like a
They
year.
do. They do. And like get somebody off of Spotify or one of the other low res formats out there. And Cobuzz. I support Cobuzz because they support the audio community. They're great people, and they seem to have more high resolution, ultra high resolution content than Tidal does. And we have no relationship anymore with Tidal. They just cut all the influencers and everybody off. I don't know why. I guess they don't care, but certainly Cobuzz has embraced us all. I mean, which one do you use?
I'm a Cobuzz guy. I've never ever had Tidal. I've never had a subscription.
Well, Tidal had the superior content and algorithms and stuff in years past, but I believe Cobuzz has made a lot of ground, especially in the library, big time.
Yeah. And I don't use their app either. I'm a Rune guy.
Of course.
I
Yeah, their
love,
server.
Yeah. I just dropped I'm doing a 3-part video on how to set up Rune, and I've got 2 parts published right now. So the first part was setting up the computer and the server, and the second part is going over the settings and that kind of stuff. And then the third part will be showing people how they can add devices that they have in their home. And I'm going to use some Cambridge audio gear to show people how
Rune
to
ready?
set it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be Rune ready for sure.
Cambridge is killing it, dude. I don't care what anybody says. Anything that Cambridge makes in each particular class absolutely more than holds its own, and many times outperforms other things. Like, I've got this Evo 150 streaming amp, and it's just an absolute dream piece of equipment for $3,000. What it gives you, I mean, you could drive pretty big decent speakers with it very well, and it's got a plethora of inputs and outputs and compatibility with almost any kind of format out there, including drawing metadata and playing music from your stored hard drives.
Yeah, and I've got one of those as well. And I love the knob on the front. It's like 2 levels. You know what I mean? It's got like the main knob and then a little inside knob.
I do.
It's cool.
It's a nice piece.
Yeah, so I'm going to use that in one room, and then I've got a couple of I forget the model number, the MX35Q or something. I don't know. It's just the box. It's just the Rune Target bridge. So it doesn't have any interface, anything. You just set it there, and then you plug it into your amplifier, and then you target your Rune at it. And I forget the model number, but sounds great. And so I'll use those along with my Storm processor in the living room and the Trinov in the home theater, and then build a whole home audio system that's all synced because they're all Rune ready. And then you can
some of the better AV receivers are Rune ready now too.
It's a big deal. It's totally a big for me anyway. I mean, not everybody's in the Rune ecosystem, but I loved, dude. I just sit down here and I got my system over here, and I just hit play in Rune, and it just new stuff, and it just sucks out of Cobuzz.
Love Rune.
Yeah, it's awesome. Double A says I have Cambridge audio over the ear headphones. Sounds great. Mellowmania.
Right. Crazy name. I'm like, come again? When they told me the name, Mellowmania. I'm like, Melanoma. I'm Mellowmania. Okay.
Yeah, and I agree with you about the gear being super awesome. I mean, it's really good. It's strong.
Have you heard the Cambridge like all-in-one box speaker? With everything built into it. I've been told one of the reps, Steve, is a really good friend of mine, and he's like been raving about this. He says he's going to send me one. They just can't keep up with orders right now. They're making them as fast. They're selling them faster than they can make them.
Yeah, the gear just looks so good too.
Killer. Yeah. No, they do a good job, man. And you know what? They're cool people that actually listen to their clients, and they respond to all their reviews and requests, and I mean, they actually care and listen. To me, they're kind of a unicorn and a value, but high quality product that competes way above its price range.
It's good stuff, and I don't think they get talked about enough.
Well, because it's a home. The honest to God truth is, it's a home theater world, and they don't make any home theater products.
Yeah,
and they don't really care to, because of everything involved in it. You try to compete in that realm, dude. You're competing against Marantz and Denon and Sony and
huge companies.
Anthem and big Arcam, big powerhouses, dude, that spend a lot of money. So instead of just coming out with a mediocre surround product just because it's got their name on it, they stay in their lane and focus on what they're good at. And I absolutely commend them for that.
Yeah,
because in the rest of the world, 2-channel stereo is bigger than surround sound for the most part.
Yeah, that's very true. It's a different world outside of the USA as far as that stuff goes. So a couple of more comments on the gifting. AAA batteries, $7.99.
Great idea.
And then Pura 4 air fresheners, $50, and your friends will smell better. I don't know if that's a commentary on your friends in particular.
What kind of people you hanging out with, man?
Masterless is his buddy. Is all.
I won't say nothing, but here, Merry Christmas, motherfucker. I mean, like, whoo, you got to take a shower.
Put this one in your car. Put this one in your office.
This in your ass.
Hi-Fi Haven perked up. He's all like, "Oh, I like this battery thing." He says it's better than a tube of socks.
Oh,
I don't know. So
I always find socks and underwear an absolute appropriate gift because that's pretty much all I ever get. Or my girlfriend now, she buys me cool shit. Like she bought me the Excalibur, like $900 like live steel
That's
full
nice.
reproduction. Yeah, she's getting me. She bought me a Colt Python. She bought me some good shit. Lately, it's coats and stuff, but socks and underwear are perfectly appropriate present for
you know, one thing that I want to get, and I don't know how to buy. Maybe I'll ask you one day on suggestions for what to do. But I've always wanted like a display blade. Just it's not something I ever use for anything, but just something that looks good. But I want it like done out of what is it called, Damascus, where it's got like it looks like all the lines in the middle.
Yeah, so
or is it canister or something, or I don't know what it's called.
Well, first of all, one of my best friends in the world, I just hung out with him last week, owns a company called sabersmith.com. And they are the largest manufacturer of like real swords in the United States. Nothing's Chinese, nothing's Taiwanese or whatever. He has a 15,000 square foot facility in Lansing, Michigan. Now he makes them and he actually sells them at Renaissance fairs, which is a huge business all over the country. And he's done it for years. I mean, he's doing like $4 million a year in business, doing swords. Cool. Wow. But his swords are beautiful and they're like, you could chop a tree down with them. They're real 1075 carbon steel, tempered properly, heat treated properly. I mean, they're just really good products. He makes some cool stuff. Now he does have some Damascus stuff, but here's the dilemma. There's two kinds of Damascus steel you're going to encounter. You're going to encounter really shitty Damascus steel from Pakistan and overseas. That's only good for display, which may or may not matter to you. Or a company called Alabama Damascus here in the States that makes like a really good steel. But, whatever. Sorry, I didn't mean to elaborate on it. It's just like
no, it's good. Yeah, that's the kind
one
of
my things.
I don't know.
Yeah, if you're gonna,
I don't know what I don't know.
If you're gonna buy a blade, buy a real blade, not some shit out of China with like, unless that's what you want. You just want decoration. I'm just saying that real blades are decoration
real too, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if zombies come, you can run out in your underwear, dude, or if somebody breaks in.
That's right.
Yeah. Like Conan,
right across the head. Just right in the eye.
Time to go.
Twisted.
Jiles on the jazz. Jiles on the jazz.
I hate the heavy fake swords, Master Lesson says. I bought a good one for expensive off armory. Takes 6 months to obtain the custom made ones.
Okay. Off armory. Okay. Yeah. I mean, they're first of all, everybody thinks that they're buying hand forged swords. That 99% of all blades you buy are done with a process called stock removal, where they cut a blank out. And then they grind it and they treat it. I mean, which is actually probably stronger, even though you watch a lot of samurai movies and, Discovery Channel shows, very rarely can a real forged sword be as strong as one of the new composite steels that they use now. But to buy something that's forged is super expensive because it takes an incredible amount of time. Yeah.
I want whatever it is to be folded 40,000 times.
Yeah. Well, you better break out some folds. Give me something I can fold 40,000 fold player. Yeah, I did.
Maybe I'll get
watch some more
13th
movies.
Warrior.
What's that? You got to watch the 13th Warrior.
Maybe I'll get.
He's never seen the 13th Warrior. I'm like, give me your man card. Give me your nerd card right now. Come on.
Well, it's in the hopper now. I've bought the movie. I literally bought it.
Please, whatever you do, reach out to me and go, dude. After you finish watching it, now you might hate it, but I doubt it.
I doubt it. I think you and I see eye to eye most of this stuff.
I think so too.
Pretty good. So I think if you like it,
great movie, dude. It's a movie that never got any love because the crickets were cricking. The critics were being critics and not doing it justice. But it's a killer flick, man.
Antonio Banderas didn't kill it.
Antonio Banderas.
He was okay.
Even Habalam, it's just watch it.
Right on. Master Lesson says he likes the Highlander style of swords.
Yeah,
that's more than the katanas and stuff.
Single-handed, sword. I mean, there can be only one. The remake. They're coming out with a remake of that.
Really?
I think next year. Yeah.
That's cool.
What's the dude who used to play Superman? He was the
Christopher Reeve.
No, he was on the. Shit ain't right now. That just ain't right. Come on now.
So bad.
Henry Cavill
Cavill, yeah. He was the Witcher, but he's not the Witcher anymore.
Witcher, yeah. No, they got Helmsworth's like
His little brother or
one
whatever.
of their 40 brothers, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to catch up on that. And this is a good segue into Content Corner.
Mhm.
What did we watch this week? Everybody out there, what did you watch this week?
All kinds of stuff.
What did you watch this week? Digital Dawn, AV. Anything new?
Well, I watched the finale of Yellowstone.
How was that?
It was absolutely fantastic, like the whole series.
I've not watched it yet.
Yeah, it's a travesty. Thanks, Kevin Costner, you dick. You know, like that was a really, really good show. But you know, Taylor Sheridan, I watch Lioness religiously. I absolutely love that show. It's fairly technically correct. I mean, not completely, obviously, but it's still really cool. We're watching that new show, Oil Man, another Taylor Sheridan show.
Yeah, I saw that one. That one looks good.
It's actually really, really good. Watching the Dune series, which I'm enjoying immensely.
You gotta vote from AA on Landman.
Yeah, it's really good, man. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Dude, we have to talk about this. Secret Level. There's a show called Secret Level. Have you watched that yet? Okay.
I mean, I would.
Yeah, and these are they're 10-minute episodes, and they take a game. It can be a board game or a computer game or whatever, and then they take that as the basis, but not a literal adaptation of the game, and then they make a short movie about it.
That's
10
cool.
15-minute thing. And dude, they did D&D as the first one.
Oh, I've seen that on Amazon.
Dude, that was crazy.
Dude, I know exactly what he's talking about. That is a killer show. It reminds me of Death, Love, and Robots, only a little different, which I thought was really good, especially the number 13 ship one or whatever. I just thought that series was really good. Yeah, I watched Arcane. Watched all of that. You did too.
Yeah, the Arcane.
Brokenhearted at the end. I'm like, come on, man.
It's like brokenhearted over and over and over at the end.
Well, my daughter's huge in anime. So we watched all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, all 9,000 episodes of it. And I really kind of got into it. And let's see, what else are we watching? Demon Slayer. I'm watching that.
The anime? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. The other show on Vox Machina is the best animated show ever. One of Vox Machina.
Have you seen it all yet?
What?
Have you seen all of the episodes yet?
Not the last two.
Yeah, there's one, and that guy, the bard, the halfling bard or whatever. Yeah. He casts Dick Lightning. Dick Lightning.
I saw that. Yeah, I did see that one. That shows, dude. That is a clever killer. Well done. I mean, because we just run out of stuff to watch, dude, and some of that anime stuff is really good. And the sound, the Atmos and the sound on a lot of it's just top shelf.
Yeah. We watched a show called Delicious in Dungeon.
Yeah, I saw that. I heard it was pretty naughty.
No, it's not really well. Okay, man, I think you're thinking about something different because this one's about cooking.
Oh, right, you're right.
I think you're how to date my in the dungeon level number 2.
Yeah. I know
how to date. Yeah. But this one is it's I don't know. It's kind of silly, right? So it's just about this. They have this dungeon in the middle of town, and people go in the dungeon and they go level to level, and they die, but they can all be resurrected. But this show is all about this group of people that go into the dungeon and then they eat the monsters, right? And then it shows the recipes and how they cook all this stuff. So it's like a fake cooking anime show of monster meat.
Clever.
And they have these animated mushrooms, and they always catch the mushrooms and chop their feet off.
They must grow a lot of mushrooms in Japan, dude, because they come up with some whacked out shit, dude. My girlfriend's Japanese, I'm y'all come up with that.
It definitely was a interesting, but me and my boys watched it while we would eat. So we watched Delicious in Dungeon, because we always watch cooking shows and stuff, while we're watching TV and eating at the same time. We did a culinary class war. the Korean cooking show, which was really good.
You watched the one on Netflix where like the Korean chef makes all kinds of, he has celebrities on, they sit at a table and this BS and talk. He has some
that's cool,
pretty good people on there. I forget the name of it. So my girlfriend is obsessed. She, you know what she likes? This show with like this Asian guy and his kid just eating food. And then before that, it was some just Asian dude, looks like Jackie Chan, just eating food. Then an Asian girl eating food, like contest, and they eating like massive amounts of food.
They have a term for that. It's a special kind of influencer, and I know in Korea it's like a genre of influencer, and they have a word for it. And so, like in Culinary Class Wars, they invited 20 of the whatever that word is to come and eat and be part of the show. And yeah, it's kind of crazy. What is humans versus hamsters? Double A says that's his guilty pleasure. I don't know what that one is.
I tell you, my guilty pleasure. This is a family friendly show, so
be careful.
You got nothing to do with hamsters. Richard Gere stars in that one.
All right. So some of the other things that I've been watching. So we're still catching up on Dune, catching up on Silo, and we have started season 1 of Rings of Power as a family watch.
Dude,
it's going to take forever to get through it because we watch like one episode every 2 weeks. But we're
season 2 especially.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then I started a 30-minute comedy called Sticky.
Yeah, I saw that on Apple.
I don't remember what it's on. And it's the totally untrue story of the great syrup robbery of Canada at some point, or wherever they're at, British Columbia or something.
That's the thing. Did you watch Shogun?
No, haven't gotten around to starting it yet. I put the plus sign and put it on the list, and I don't know, dude. That one day,
really, 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 really good, dude. Like world class good.
Yeah. Okay. I just
it's serious.
Not enough hours. Yeah, not enough hours.
You telling?
What's that?
I said, you telling? I get it.
Oh yeah, right on. So Double A says it's obstacle courses for hamsters and humans. All right. Day After Christmas, season 2 of Squid Games. We're gonna binge watch that one. So it's gonna take us forever to get through Rings of Power, but we'll get through Squid Games. Like
you're gonna binge watch Squid Games, but won't watch Shogun.
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
Shogun is gonna be a solo Jiles watch. Squid Games is gonna be the whole family. So okay. That's bonding.
Family friendly murder and execution.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the best way to do it. I mean, and then
it's bad when you want to watch a fantasy show that's worse than a reality show about feudal Japan, which is the most dangerous place on the planet to live, probably. But yeah,
this is the world we live in, man. I also like the dragon soundbar. So I obviously don't have good taste.
Oh, now you're gonna be passive aggressive against me.
I don't have good taste.
Overpriced soundbar.
Somebody wants to talk about overpriced soundbars.
I highly recommend that you go out and spend $5,500 or more on the Nakamichi Dragon soundbar with a straight face.
Well, I don't know if I'll go that far, but I'm excited. Dude, it's cool. But dude, so cool. Anyway, moving on. Squid Games is subtitled. I think it's dubbed. I think you can watch it dubbed or subbed.
Dubbed.
Yeah, my boys like to watch everything subbed. They like to hear the original language, spoken language, and then they'll just read the English translation. They say that when they bring in the English voice actors, it just destroys.
Hey, you come here. We must run down and hide from them now.
Yeah, it's just they can't match the emotion of the real actor and blah blah blah. And I agree with them. I think they have a very mature point of view on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, too much work for me, dude.
Yeah, what, the reading?
Yeah.
I have subtitles running all the time.
Do you?
Yeah, like I couldn't have watched The Witcher without subtitles.
Yeah,
because they use all these words and I don't even know what the word is they're trying to say because it's some show thing. I'm all like, what did he just say? and without the subtitles. But with subtitles, I'm all like, oh, that must be like a place or the name of a monster or something. Otherwise, without that, I have no context
I
because
prefer to watch them in Braille.
those are the best ones.
Describe it.
The Braille.
Kind
All
of
right.
Braille you watching?
That's a good. It's a good show. It's the honka honka. All right. Gosh, what else is there to talk about tonight? I think we've run through the schedule of items. Anybody have any AV questions out there? Anything that we can answer for you? If so, please throw them up. If anybody has any new stuff coming into their systems that they know about for Christmas, we'd be happy to entertain hearing about all of that stuff too. But man, I'm so excited. We're almost on the big day and the big week. And next week, my boys are finishing up finals this week, and they're off on Friday, and then they're off for 2 weeks and get to hang out. And I'm super
That's
excited for that.
cool, man. Good time of year. My daughter just went to Epcot last weekend and sang in a choir with the cast from Cobra Kai. Like, they were there
Wow.
for some reason at Disney at Epcot, so that was kind of cool.
That's super awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. She's going to be a theater major in college, so somebody's got to do the work. I support her 100%.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's super cool. Okay, here we go. Recommend a DAC streamer for 2-channel systems. You got a budget on that? There's all kinds of DAC streamers.
The new Blue Sound flagship one is pretty damn cool.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, for $1,000. I mean, it's not cheap, but it's for a DAC. A few years ago that was a relative steal. Ever Solos are decent. I do like the Blue Sound app a lot. Cambridge Audio Streamers, I love their app as well. I'm an app connoisseur. I've got Hios is probably the worst by far. They don't even do Cobus. Not a fan. Yamaha's is okay. Names is really good. Sonos is really good. But I think I like the Blue Sound. Other than Tidal Connect or whatever, I mean, hopefully Cobuzz will have something like that where you use the native app.
Yeah.
The Blue Sound's probably my favorite.
So what would you do for like a inexpensive one under $500? Are you just in Weem world at that point?
Yeah, probably Weem. I mean, it's just hard to beat it. The Weem, the Ultra. It's like what, $350, something like that.
Yeah, I don't even think it's that much. I got to look it up. I should look
it? Yeah, or maybe $299. It's a decent unit, man. It really is.
$329. You're right on it.
It's probably a upgrade hooked, to the streamers built into some of the receivers, or if they're higher end. Now I used the ones in my Yamaha, and I used the one on the Marantz, and the one inside of the StreamYard, which is inside the Cambridge. So I just use them natively, or I'll use the Cambridge as an outboard DAC, which is really cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, Matt Prana says it's just something to hook up to his Carver system.
Carver.
That's a name I haven't heard in a minute.
Wow, I had several Carver pieces over the years.
Good times. And will the Mad VR Core take 4.2 movie and fill a 16:9 screen? Yes, you can make it do anything that you want it to. So yeah, you can do a CinemaScope, and you can make it vertically stretch if you want to. Now, it can actually do it in different ways. So you can just have it size it up so it chops off the edges, right? And then I think you can have it do. Do you know if it does the nonlinear stretch vertically?
I think it does. That's a Ryan question, but I'm going to go out on a limb. I say I think it does.
I think it does too.
Joey Peacock?
Yeah. Oh, Joey's awesome. Talk about good guy.
Yeah, Joey's the best, man.
Yeah.
And a real true lover of cinema and theater.
Oh, I love to see his posts come across on LinkedIn.
Yeah, they're always wonderful. So.
Yeah, he has really good posts. The VR Core, Mad VR Core is a solid piece of gear. I've got the Envy Extreme Mark II, and the big difference between that is that the bigger higher end model will do all of their AI stuff, but as far as the stretches and all that kind of stuff, the functionality between the two units is the same. And I'll be looking at doing something like that too on my TV, because I would like to, on all this scope content, make it a little bit taller. Now, I don't know that I'll go all the way up to the 16:9, but just a little bit. just so I can use the real estate on the screen, and until I can get that 24:9 screen. But who knows when that'll be?
Well, computer monitor.
Yeah. So what do you think this video would be interesting? And then everybody out there listening, tell me if you think this would be interesting too. So, I've been talking to all these different LED wall companies, and you can work with a company here in the United States, and there are a lot of great companies out there. Just Video Walls is one that
they're all middlemen.
Yeah, they're all middlemen. That's the thing, right? So you can go in and buy the exact same gear that they're going to sell from China, but you don't get their expertise and you don't get turnkey and that kind of stuff,
which is key.
It is a big deal because it's not like setting up a TV. It in no way is like setting up a TV. Isn't. Yeah. But I was thinking about, because I'm collecting quotes, right? Because I want to understand what that cost model looks like. And I wonder if there's enough people out there interested in that right now for a video about the costs of those and the different companies that you can talk to in China.
I actually am one of my best friends in the world is probably one of the leading guys on direct view LEDs. He used to be the vice president of Unilumin North America, which is the largest manufacturer of direct view LEDs. He's no longer at that position. He's got some other options. So let me talk to him and see if he would, I don't know if he'll come on. He's kind of shy, but
dude, if he would come on the show,
well, I don't know. I'm not going to assume that he would. He probably won't, but if he would, it'd be great. He's a dear friend, a great dude, but at least he can arm us with some good info to deliver to the people.
I would love to have him on the show. And so AA says he would be interested in, do these fit down basement stairs? Yeah. So the LED walls are only the modules are about like this big, and then you have like 6 little squares that kind of slap on, or 4, just depending on what it is. So yeah, and then the frame for the wall is just modular, and you just build it. That's the great thing about it.
It's not like a normal TV mounting bracket. It's literally a frame with bars that go all the way across, so you can mount. And most of them are custom made. Peerless, I know some people at Peerless, and they're probably one of the leading manufacturers of those type of mounts in the world.
That's really cool. Yeah, I follow a CI that's like out of New Jersey or something like that, Adawan. And they always have a lot of cool Instagram content, and they were showing their demo room, or it's not really a demo room, but just in their, I don't know, their facility, their sales floor thing. They had 4 different LED walls, but they were small. They were probably like 4 foot tall and 2 foot wide, but it was the different pixel pitches. So it was like P0.9 and P1.2 and P2.7.
Right.
So you could see
that's where the money goes up.
Yeah, as you get smaller, the money goes like this. But I thought it was really cool that they, you could sit down and, they gave you those different options visually, so you could, figure out how far you're going to be away, and then really see it with your eyes. Not full big screen, but enough of a screen where you can say, okay, I like this, or I don't like that. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, and there's a lot of arguments, and I'm not going to stir up the hornet's nest of internet experts again, but I can't imagine anybody that would really prefer the picture on any projector over a really, really good direct view LED. They're just better, dude. I mean, they're just brighter. The whole argument, but I can't put my speaker in the middle. Well, there's ways around that. I mean, and I get it. And I understand completely. I'm way more on the audio side than video, and you're probably more on the video and audio than me. But they just look stunning. I would say that 99% of my clients would prefer some kind of TV or direct view, LED, if they had a choice, because most people's perception of a projector is what they see in a sports bar. The general public, not aficionados.
Sure. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. And my story. I had a JVC projector, and I had a lens in front of it, and anamorphic lens, and projecting onto a scope screen, and it was great. It was awesome. But I enjoy watching even this low end. I mean, to be frank, the TCL that I have, it's only $2,200. I mean, it's not a top of the line 85-inch OLED. It's just big and has a really good picture for the money, and that's why I wanted to cover it, right? Because I think this is something that most anybody. You don't have to be rich to get this TV to have a really big, nice experience in your home. You sit about 9 feet away from it, and it's big. But I like this better than the projection system I had in place. I really do.
Yeah, as long as it's got a big enough picture for your seating distance to really give you that immersive effect that people are looking for. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it does need to be bigger. I will be the first person to say I would like it to be bigger, but this is the first step down.
Or if you can't, I mean, unless you have just stupid money and could do like a 2.4, 2.35 aspect ratio on a direct view LED with the right processing and the right room and the right wall height, so that you got plenty big enough picture but still room to add your speakers and whatnot. That would be way to go. But probably realistically, I would buy some kind of really high-end projector, an AT screen, and if I could build the room from scratch. If I was going to do a dedicated theater space, I kind of group, like, you have your dedicated theaters with dedicated theater speakers, high output, usually horn loaded compression drivers, large ribbons, whatever they might be. And sometimes people only worry about the surround calibration. They don't go into the audio calibration because nobody ever listens to music in it. And that's fine because it's a dedicated theater. I don't go to the movie theaters to jam. I go there to watch a movie. Or you can do a hybrid system. The overwhelming majority of people have family room systems, Giles. They just do.
Yeah.
Or some kind of version of that. And then we got tower speakers or bookshelves and a horizontal center channel. And those can sound amazing. Come to my house. I invite anybody. Come to my house. If you don't like it, I'll give you your money back.
I like it. And talking about coming to your house, I think we can close out on show stuff coming up, right? So next big 2-channel show is, I guess, going to be the Florida show in Tampa, right?
Florida Audio Expo. It is February 21st through the 21st, 22nd, maybe 23rd. I think it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's in a new venue this year, which is much bigger and better. It's about 20 minutes from my house, which is cool.
That is cool.
I went by and checked it out. It's going to be a lot better venue. They're going to have a big car stereo, sound off, and a bunch of car stereo vendors, which is cool because that's just another aspect of audio. And that's where I started. And
that's a lot of people
like me, I live for car audio. So I think that's cool. So it's a ultra high end 2-channel. Usually only a couple companies will have surround. I wish more would, at least to show off like Atmos music. On the Thursday before the show, the 20th, I'm going to have a small private listening event at my house, mainly because a lot of people want to hear the Arendal 1528s, and it's a direct consumer product. Plus, they just started selling them, so there's not many out in the real world, and people are curious. And in fact, I just finished my written review, and it's in editing and process now to be brought out. But and then I'm going to have other stuff like Focal system. Dollies, RBH, of course, multiple RBH speakers. And it's not to sell anybody. It's just come over and hang out, have a beer and, talk shop. I might have a couple of influencers. Hopefully maybe you can make it. And
I'm planning to be there. You're at the top of my list.
It'll be cool. It'll be fun. And, or at the audio show, if one evening somebody wants to come out and we're not having dinner with somebody, then we come over and grab a listen. It's all about sharing, man. And, a little bitty shitty part of me, inside's like, oh, so I'm an audio show. Huh? Well, just come over and listen for yourself, dude. My door's open. I'm going to vet you and make sure you're not a nut job. I mean, because first of all, everything in my house is either in a safe, secured with cameras, alarms, blah, 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 or just too damn big to steal. Like, I mean, if you had a crew, but my neighbors might frown on it. So I'm not too worried about that.
That's cool. Right on. No, I'm really looking forward to that. I think it'll elevate my experience at the whole show.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a good show.
It's going to be super cool. And hopefully some of the people that are out there watching tonight cross over into 2-channel world as well a little bit and might be out there. That would be.
Yeah, I hate that there's two worlds. I mean, I come from, from car audio. I went into the 2-channel world. That was the next progression. And then, of course, home theater. And the home theater was cool because you could use some of that car audio creativity because you were doing whole rooms and put speakers in places like you would in a car. So I think some of the best, like Matt Pose, even, and some of the other people all started digging on car audio, man, because you're not afraid to cut and move and add things and run wires. Is cool. But why not a system that does both? I have 2 systems that are incredible surround systems. they're also incredible 2-channel systems.
Yeah.
And I've got a dedicated 2-channel room. I should have that all up and running by the time you get here. So
that's cool. Yeah. And I tune my multi-channel system to be a 2.1 system for music. Right. And yeah, and I do that with stereo subs too, right? So, I've got subs right by my fronts, and I turn that into the left, right, and it's full channel left, right. It's
I think every surround system should start with considering making the front left and right channel the anchor, where you could actually use it. Not that you would, but you could use it with a phantom center channel. And then when you add a center and the other speakers, it just makes everything all that much better.
Yeah.
It really does. Mechanically, it does. I mean, literally towing a speaker an inch or half an inch will make an audible difference. I've heard it. I heard it just recently. I hear it all the time.
It does make a huge difference. And it's funny. Sometimes, I when I tow them in a little bit more, it gets better. And then for some speakers, when I take away a little bit,
there's no quantifiable way. I mean, everybody wants to talk about measurements, but there's just certain things you can't really measure. Like you can measure the dispersion and all that, but you don't know how it's going to act in your room. You could take the same set of speakers and put it in 3 different rooms and get 3 slightly different end results. That's just the nature of the beast. So that's why everybody talks about having a speaker as neutral as possible that measures well to a point. Because if it doesn't measure well in certain areas, but you tonally like the way it sounds, you can always EQ that out of it, But you got to start off with a good product, a good base, good ingredients if you're a cook, and then put it in the room and the secret sauce. And I'm going to shoot a video step by step on how to set up a stereo system and add a center and rears to it. But really, it's going to hyper focus on getting your front 2 speakers. Like you said, dollies are designed to be played off axis, meaning point straight forward or maybe just a hair of a toe. Yep. A lot of other speakers and only sit still in absolute. So the people are like, oh, you got to do it this way. No, you don't. If you slightly tilt them, and I start with 1-inch increments and play the same music over and over that I'm familiar with. Then I listen and I listen and I listen. Sometimes we measure that process until you find a spot. Sometimes you'll come all the way in. Like the speakers in my big room now, I like them about 3 degrees off of complete axis, proper axis. That's just cool. Where they sound the best.
Yeah, and I would love to watch that video. For me, I think that would be a great educational video, because that's, that's one thing I want to learn more about, the different methodologies that people employ to do that setup in the room, right? Because that's the final frontier. You buy the gear, but you got to put it in your room somehow, right?
And a lot of it's common sense. Some people have, an L-shaped wall a lot, and I do to a point that I'm able to stay about 4 feet off of it. Where one speaker's right next to a wall, you've seen it online, and another one they're pushed right up against the back wall with a cabinet, and then the center channel slid all the way to the back. They're like, oh, check out my system, it's killer. I'm like, dude, it's not killer yet. If you think it sounds good now, just these few little changes and your wife won't divorce you, I promise.
Right on. That's cool, man. All right. I hate to say it, but we're at the hour. And that means that I know, and I'm a stickler. It means it's time to go.
Time to go.
Right on. So, as always, everybody that's out there watching, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for joining us and being part of the family here. We hope to see you again next week. And Don, thank you for spending your time with me. I really appreciate it.
Enjoy it.
It's one of the highlights of my week to hang out with you.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. I
enjoy it too. Yeah, I enjoy the people. You got really good people to watch. They're not douchebags.
Yeah, no, I got a good crowd. There's no doubt.
You really do. Yeah.
I wish some more of the folks that watch, because I see the numbers go up and you're not saying anything. I would love for all the people that don't say anything to join in, be part of the family. It's all good. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and kill it. Thanks everybody. See you in the next one.
Appreciate it. Cheers.